I see it in the data that the spring season is heating up. There's definitely more activity. There's definitely more people out looking at homes. So I've got a tracker that tells us actually how many times people are looking at homes. It tracks the lockbox usage. So we can actually see how much activity there is week to week. And it's definitely more than last year. The other thing I track is like the number of homes that are under contract, pending. It's up. It's about 17% more are under contract this week in Albuquerque versus 1 year ago. The other thing is inventory. And, we've been talking about inventory. I know that's such a lingo thing to say, but it's homes for sale, the number of homes for sale. And now we just got back to the same number of homes we had for sale in 2020, in March 2020. We know what happened then, but it's interesting. So we're back to more choices for buyers, right? And then we're still below what we had in 2019 in March of that year, but inventory is coming back. And then the other thing, go ahead.
So I know you know the stats, but I think I said on our podcast last week and the week before that I can feel it, right? And I said, I believe a lot of our recent activity and upturn in home buyers is the weather, because it started getting warm sooner than normal, right? We've had above normal temperatures. Okay, we've had an anomaly here or there, but a lot of the days for the last 3 or 4 weeks have been 10, 15 degrees above normal. And that's what usually happens during spring break, which this week is spring break for a lot of kids in our community. And it's usually right about now when things are starting to warm up and we start to see more buyers out looking at homes.
Well, the thing that was interesting, there's one data point that really jumped out at me this week. Well, two actually. The first one is the number of new homes coming on the market, new listings as we call them, people listing. And this week there are 140. If you go back the last 90 days, there are about 140 homes, single family detached homes coming on the market per week, which is the highest we've seen really in the last 5 years. More people are putting their homes on the market. And that was something we talked about a lot in the last year. Remember, we were just saying, people aren't listing, people aren't moving. So there are a lot more choices for buyers. The other thing that's interesting, though, is we've got a lot of homes that have reduced price, which is not. Now, I want to be careful because that doesn't mean that prices are coming down. That just means that the list prices, a lot more people have had to reduce their list price from where they started at, basically. And that can mean that's a whole lot of different reasons, and we don't need to go down that rabbit hole. But it is interesting that, yes, there's a lot more listings, but people are having to reduce price at a higher level than we've seen in the last few years, for sure. So that's the quick and dirty. If you want to check this out, I just spent some time over the weekend updating our tracker on our website. In fact, Sam, let me share that with everybody here. If you pull it up on our website, if you go to our website at welcomehomeabq.com, I've got the weekly housing market tracker you can see here, and it's under the market tab. And as you scroll through it, it gives you a weekly tracking of what's going on. For example, here, if you're looking at this online and looking at me, is inventory. So number of homes on the market this week, there were 1,433 versus 949 1 year ago. So it gives you a real sense in real time what's going on in the market. So
good stuff as usual, Tigo.